everyone. So Erica and I from Decoding Corporate America wanted to drop in on Martin Luther King Day with a special message. We also want to bring along some of our friends as well. Yasmine Laurent, who is on this week's episode of Performance Review Like a Boss Part 2, and Keith Jackson, who will be on our upcoming episode, Mentorship versus Sponsorship, that will drop in a couple weeks. Erica, can you tell us a little bit about Martin Luther King Day and the theme for 2021?
Yes, sure, will do. So Martin Luther King Day, the theme for 2021 is urgency of creating the beloved community. Let me share with you a quote from Martin Luther King. Our lives begin to the end the day we become silent about the things that matter. Let's just take a moment to reflect on that. How appropriate during a time like this for us to reflect on something like on this theme, right? So from Decoding Corporate America, this is our way of giving back and serving you. We've created our community via this podcast, as you may recall, to find a different way or avenue to give back on a bigger platform as your virtual mentors in your head.
Listen, we are honored to be your mentors in your head. I am honored, and I know, Erica, you feel the same way as you just noted.
Absolutely.
So keeping Yasmin, we'd like you both to talk about what this day means and how you plan to give back for this day of service and for the rest of the year. Yasmin?
Sure. When I think about King's legacy, I think about social justice and civil disobedience. It's creating equity and access opportunities for Black and Brown people to uplift themselves. It's creating the space for them to see what is out there, see the possibilities, and reach even further than what the limitations that's been set in front of them. So with that in mind, when I think about MLK Day, it's actually the kickoff for me for Black History Month. It's a kickoff for me of creating the space for the rest of the country and the rest of the world, essentially, to see the amazing achievements and contributions that Black Americans have contributed to this country in particular. I give back by doing community-based asset development initiatives. I partner with local Black and Brown communities, typically disenfranchised communities, and I help them in whether it be small business owners or within community centers, and provide volunteer hours, work with them through their business initiatives, and just finding ways to provide them with the opportunity to build their own selves up, because no one knows their community better than those that are actually in the community. How about yourself, Keith?
Thank you, Yasmin. For me as well, Martin Luther King Day means equality, bringing all people together, but also having the ability to have peaceful protests for social injustice. As back in King's Day, he had the 1960s was the civil rights issues, and today we have Black Lives Matter. And also the ability to bring people of various backgrounds together for a common cause. How do I give back? I've been giving back for a long time now. I like to mentor students of color, giving them the opportunity to strive to be better, to give back to the country and the communities that they live in. So I mentor students at nonprofit organizations that serve students of color, those that are in high school, because they're the most impressionable, and they're the ones who are going to be the next leaders of this country going forward. So my part is to mentor students of color, and I've always done it, and I will continue to do that as long as I possibly can.
Excellent.
Wow. Wow. I mean, equality for all and bringing all people together. Thank you, Keith, and thank you, Yasmin. I mean, I am just truly inspired by what both of you just had to say. You know, I felt like almost coming to tears a little bit. You know what? We appreciate everyone who's listening in, tuning in to Decoding Corporate America, where Eric and we give back as virtual mentors. And we actually have a call to action for all of you. We want you to get involved in your communities. And right now we're all socially distancing. So how can you do that virtually, especially with some of the things that Keith mentioned with getting in touch with those high school students or even the middle school students to be able to volunteer, mentor, and just be able to give back.
Yeah, there are so many different opportunities. I mean, you guys could easily do a Google search and, find things. But one place to start You can go to thekingcenter.org, right, who actually leads the nationwide observance for our theme this year, right? The urgency of creating the beloved community. So again, it's thekingcenter.org. And thank you again. Again, it's very important to, find a way to give back, and let's honor this day in his memory.
Thank you all.